Hello there. Welcome to the first episode of Arsenal News today, man. I'm so happy you guys are here. I'm so glad you guys are here. I know I sent out links to your Instagram, to your Facebook, to your TikToks, to your Twitter, and I know that the only reason you're here is because of you saw those links. I'm glad. Please click the subscribe button. And let's just take this show away. My goal here is to give you the most recent, the most up to date news regarding our beloved club, Arsenal. Um, for you, Manchester United players, Manchester United fans, sorry, another one will be coming up. For you, Chelsea fans, another one will be coming up. For you, Tottenham Hotspur fans, another one will be coming up. Man City fans, an update will be coming up. Liverpool fans, an update will be coming up. So essentially, this is a top six podcast, all right? This is a top six, not a podcast, but a top six channel. We'll be reviewing the highlights, reviewing whatever's happened during the week. But for right now, I'm just going to talk about Arsenal and see how we can push this further. Please subscribe. I know all Arsenal fans, we contacted you through different channels. Subscribe, hit the bell icon.
My bad.
We don't mean subscribe.
I came to Canada like 3 years ago.
Friends out there, those who have come from Radio 52, thank you. It's driving a lot of traffic to this page. Our goal is for us to grow as much as possible, all right? Okay, so let's start with Arsenal news today. Let's start with the top stories. One of the top stories was Arsenal warned major star once out with Arteta with Arteta master stroke having disastrous consequence. All right, let's just read it again. Arsenal warned major star once out with Arteta master stroke having disastrous consequence. All right, let's just dive into a bit. So, a recent Mikel Arteta decision, which worked a treat. The one observer has claimed it could accelerate a major star's exit. All right. So almost everything Mikel Arteta touches of late turns to gold. Following the crushing disappointment of being pipped to fourth spot by Tottenham last season, Arsenal rebounded in fantastic style. Their summer window brought the arrival of a new starting striker on Gabriel Jesus after years of toiling away from the bench or on the right wing at Etihad. Jesus is now showing exactly what he's capable of up front. William Saliba has finally given his chance to stake a claim to a starting berth at centre back. The young Frenchman has been a revelation this season, forcing last season's centre half, who was Ben White, over to the right back. So Arsenal currently sits top of the Premier League table with 8 wins in their first 9 matches. Their last 2 victories against Tottenham and Liverpool laid to rest the criticism of not having played any stiff competition. And in that 3-2 victory over Liverpool on Sunday, Arteta made the unusual call to start with 4 centre-backs. So I think this is where it paid off. This is where Arteta's masterstroke paid off. White played at right back, which is not out of the ordinary. However, in the absence of Alexander Zinchenko, Arteta selected right-footer Takehiro Tomiyasu at left back instead of Kieran Tierney. Tomiyasu has played predominantly as a fullback for Arsenal, but was centre-back by trade at former club Bologna. The reasoning behind that call was with a view to nullify Mohamed Salah, and I think it worked brilliantly well. The Reds' talisman is most dangerous when cutting inside, though doing so meant he dribbled onto Tomiyasu's stronger right side. So the decision proved a masterstroke, with Salah being kept quiet throughout the game. The end result was a visibly frustrating Salah being hooked after 71 minutes. The call was also another blow to the Scotland international, Tierney, whose Arsenal career seems to have stalled. He's generally been overlooked at left back in favour of Zinchenko when both have been available this season. Now, speaking to Football Insider pundit Gabriel Agbon, who claimed he wasn't surprised Tierney was snapped. The ex-Aston Villa forward also claimed that Tierney was probably will Training will probably be angling angling for a move away amid a poignant warning about his game time. So he said, Tierney's got to understand that this isn't Celtic. That's Agbonaho speaking. When he was further asked, when asked if he was surprised that Tierney didn't start despite Sincheko being ruled out, Agbonaho admitted, not at all. I mean, and he just went on to say, it's very clever from Arteta. He knows that Salah loves to come inside, and Tomiyasu being right-footed is there. It worked a treat. Also, Tomiyasu looks to me quicker than Tierney. It worked perfectly. Sometimes it shows that a manager is not scared to make these decisions. When Agbono was further asked whether Tierney will be considering his future, Agbono added, he probably will be. But if you're someone who's always injured, you can't just come back from injury and expect to be straight back in. Tomiyasu has probably been pushing for a start and training. So it makes sense. He went on to add that Tierney has got to understand that this isn't Celtic now. This is the Premier League, and if you're not bang at it, you're not going to start. So we all know that Arsenal must not lose Tierney. And while it's true to say that Tierney doesn't appear as vital as he once was, losing him would still constitute a bitter blow. Arsenal are quietly constructing a deep squad that
My bad,
We don't
man.
mean we don't mean
I
to.
came to Canada like 3 years ago.
That's ridiculous depth. Tierney starting off the bench. That's ridiculous depth and quality. Vieira's coming for Odegaard. That's ridiculous depth and quality. Um, we just need that to be translated into other positions as well. So, what's more, they look a shoe-in for a top four finish. As such, they'll need suitable strength in depth when competing in UEFA Champions League next season. When Tierney hasn't put his best foot forward of late, he can be one of those league. When Tierney hasn't put his best foot, while Tierney has not put his best foot forward of late, he can be one of the league's most destructive left backs when fit and firing. Losing him is simply not an option Arteta will wish to consider. All right. That news was from Team Talk. Let's check out there are more headlines. Let's check out this one. I hope you're still there. So, against the Bodo Glimt game, there's a reason why people saw Fabio Vieira shouting at teammate Reece Nelson against Bodo Glimt. And we're just going to review why. Arsenal star Fabio Vieira was seen shouting at Reece Nelson in the first half of the Ghana's Europa League game against Bodo Glimt yesterday. Mikel Arteta's men travelled to Norway for their third group stage game in the competition. They were made to work really hard by Bodo Glimt, but they still managed to get the job done and are now one step away from winning the group. Arteta handed Nelson his first start for the season in Norway yesterday, and the 22-year-old struggled with an injury that he had picked up in the summer and had missed most of the season as a result. He returned to action with an impressive cameo last week, and that earned him a go from the start yesterday. Nelson didn't have a bad game by any means. I think he struggled. He was good on the ball, took players on for fun, and should be fairly happy with his display against the well-organized Bodo Glimt side, especially considering he's been out for a while. However, in the early stages of the first half yesterday, Nelson got his position wrong on a few occasions. That was noticed by Vieira, the Portuguese midfielder, and he made sure to tell the 22-year-old about it. Football London actually reports that Vieira was seen shouting at Nelson in the first half. He was instructing the Englishman on where to stand, and the Arsenal Academy graduate listened to him. I think that's good. Nelson's positioning looked better, looked a lot better from that point on. The boot room, they have a view on this, and their view was that Vieira was a star of the show when Arsenal faced Bodo Glimt at home last week. He scored a goal and provided a beautiful assist to Rob Holding to help the Gunners win the game, but he was relatively very, very quiet yesterday. And the 22-year-old was asked to play on the left side of central midfield instead of his usual number 10 role. He has played there before for Porto, but he did look great there in the Arsenal shirt last night. Vieira barely touched on the ball the first half, and it was only after he was given more advanced role in the 45, in the second 45, that he began to have an impact on the game. It will be interesting to see if Arteta will deploy him in a number 8 role again or in the coming weeks. um, Still more news on Arsenal. There's news on Martin Keown saying that Arteta could repeat the Saliba masterstroke with an Arsenal gem, who Martin Keown believes is visibly improving. And over the past few weeks, Arsenal have done well in turning talented prospects into world-class fast teamers. And obviously, you have Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith on the academy graduate front. But Arsenal have also been buying rough diamonds, turning them into into prized gems. We have Gabriel Martinelli, for example, William Saliba, and I mean those are standout duo. Now both key members of the starting 11, those two that we've mentioned, and the previous two. So then you have newcomers, Fabio Vieira, Marquinhos, who look promising but still need refining. We have Albert Sambi Lokonga is also in that bracket, I believe. A young talent who seems to be on the right track but isn't the finished article yet. So the 22-year-old has 33 senior appearances to his name. So it's not as if he's short of senior experience. Nonetheless, he still has a lot of untapped potential. Uh, but as we saw against Bodo Glimt yesterday, he's getting there. You can see the improvement. Lokonga's assist for Bukayo Saka's winner showed what he's capable of on the ball. He also progressed the ball well throughout the match. Admittedly, the 22-year-old did have some lapses in concentration. At one point, Lokonga lost the ball on the edge of the box, of his own box, leading to a home chance. Nonetheless, it was a promising display from the Belgian, and Martin Keown, even Martin Keown praised him on BT Sport. He said Saka, he's a different class at the moment. And he went on to say he has the fullback on toast. Lokonga as well tonight. Some nice touches. You can see the improvement in him. Lokonga, like Saliba, joined Arsenal for a modest price, albeit not to complete a bargain like Martinelli. It wasn't a complete bargain like Martinelli. And Saliba needed 3 years and 3 loan spells to reach the required level. Lokonga may not necessarily need a loan spell, but with the right coaching, which he is getting, he could and should reach that level soon. And that's what we have. That's from Martin Keown, who believes who believes that Arsenal could actually repeat a similar masterstroke to what they did with Saliba, what they did with Martinelli, what they did with Bukayo Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. And I believe he's spot on. Lokonga is super talented. We can see that. And people compare him to Partey, but I can guarantee you, Partey was hardly doing the things he's doing at the age of Lokonga. Lokonga is hardly, I think he's easily 20 or 21 years old. You can't expect a 21-year-old to dominate a midfield, to take on the Partey role. How many 21-year-olds are doing that in world football? Very few. We can't count them on one hand. So I believe Lokonga is destined for greatness if he just continues with the right coaching. He puts his head down, does the work. We're sure he's getting the right coaching with Mikel Arteta. He has the right examples around him in Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, Mo Elneny. Most of all, he has the talent. We've seen he's very press resistant. He can beat 3 men. He's quick on the ball. He turns quickly. He has an eye for a pass and various passes, not just the short ones. He can go long on both sides. He's good. And he's got a tackle in him as well. It's just that when you come to the Premier League is, we're talking the most elite. It's the most competitive league in the world. And at 21, no one expects you to dominate a midfield alone. But I'm sure he'll get there.